Hello everyone, welcome to Dr. Rajesh Biogenesis Chemistry Academy, Hyderabad, Telangana State. So in this video, we are going to discuss about what is a Curtius rearrangement and what are its available applications and important area in examination. So Curtius rearrangement looks like a concerted rearrangement reaction. It is generally used to convert a acyl azide. I am taking a acyl group, it is attaches to azide. Acyl azide under thermal or photochemical. Thermally or photochemically used to convert any acyl azide into a corresponding isocyanate. So if you go through Hofmann rearrangement, this isocyanate is not going to be isolated, but in this case this isocyanate is completely isolated and gets converted into a corresponding primary amines when you treat with a corresponding water molecule in acid medium. Otherwise you can take water molecule in basic medium, still it is have a tendency to convert isocyanate to a corresponding amine. So only conversion of acyl azide to isocyanate is nothing but a Curtius rearrangement. It is a thermal or photochemical interconversion. Okay. So here I would like to write a reaction, then later you will see how it is used to convert a isocyanate with mechanism. Okay. So here I am writing a alkyl group, this is a acyl group here. Now it is attaches to azide N3. This is called azido, hydrozoic acid. You can also see in Smith rearrangement, HN3 is nothing but a hydrozoic acid. This is under thermal or photochemical. Thermal or photochemical, if you use this, then see here R attaches to NC double bond O like this. This is called isocyanate. Okay, don't write isocyanide. It is not IDE, it is a ATE. ATE is nothing but NC double bond O. This is called isocyanate and this is called acyl azide. Okay. So this reaction is completely carried out under thermal and photochemical. So that's why we are saying isocyanate is isolated in this reaction. Okay. And if you go through mechanism involved in this reaction, and you can write clearly about this acyl azide. So I am writing clearly RC double bond O, nitrogen, and here this nitrogen carry triple bond, and this is positive charge and this is negative charge. Okay. So thermally we are rearranging, or photochemically also we can rearrange. Now this negative charge will migrate here, this R migrates from here to here. Now N2 is completely removed off. So now this R is migrating on nitrogen. Okay. Then this nitrogen and carbon carry double bond, and already we know carbon oxygen there is a presence of double bond go like this, and there is a loss of N2 group takes place here. So now two things you will observe in this reaction. So first one is loss of N2. And one more is migration of this R from 1 to 2. See, if you observe carefully, now this group, this is called migrating group, which will migrate from carbon to nitrogen. So we can say it is a 1,2 rearrangement reaction. Now this group is rearranging from carbon to nitrogen. So if this nitrogen accepting this group, means definitely it is a deficient nitrogen. So most of the deficient nitrogens are proceeds with a nitrene. So finally we are saying that here isocyanate is completely isolated in this reaction. Isocyanate, I am taking isocyanate which is completely isolated. Why it is isolated? What is the meaning of isolation? Isolation is nothing but identified, trapped, which can be easily observed. That is called isolation. Isocyanate is isolated. Why? Because due to, so key reason is here we are using absence of either acid medium or absence of either basic medium. So we are not using any acid medium or basic medium, that's why it is completely isolated. Okay. Now here it is an example of 1,2. Is it intramolecular or not? Yes. So we can say simply it is 1,2 intramolecular nitrogen deficient rearrangement. Nitrogen deficient rearrangement. So we can say clearly that here it is a nitrogen deficient rearrangement. Now the group is migrating from 1 to 2. Means from carbon one group is migrating on nitrogen. So definitely it will be proceeds like a nitrate. So you can also proceed like this RC double bond O. Here nitrogen carry negative charge and these two nitrogens carry triple bond. So initially suppose see if you observe like this, if N2 is removed out. Now what happens, see here nitrogen carry a lone pair of electron like this. This is called acyl nitrene. You remember this point, this is most important one. Acyl nitrene is intermediate in Curtius rearrangement. Okay, in Curtius rearrangement acyl nitrene is an intermediate. Now this lone pair will migrate here, it will migrate from here to here. So after migration of this, see, this is R, next here nitrogen and this carbon, you will get a double bond like this, isocyanate. So initially loss of N2, migration of this R, if it is takes place in multi-step, I am saying from here to here one step and from here to here if it is second step. So if it is takes place multi-step reaction, now during progress of this reaction, if you add a water molecule, now this acyl nitrene have a tendency to form N-acyl hydrozoic acid. Okay. So but in this reaction there is no formation of N-acyl hydrozoic acid, which will confirms that definitely intermediate is nitrene. In this reaction definitely intermediate is nitrene, but that nitrene is unable to trap in the form of N-acyl hydrozoic acid, which indicates that definitely this reaction is a concerted rearrangement reaction. So loss of N2, migration of R will take place simultaneously, and definitely it is proceeds with a nitrene intermediate, but that nitrene is unable to trap. Okay. And finally the migrating group which will migrate from carbon to nitrogen, so definitely the nitrogen deficient intermediate is nitrene. It is a 1,2 Whitmore shift intramolecular rearrangement reaction, isocyanate is completely isolated. And if you proceed further, okay, suppose see here if you add water molecule, further if you add water molecule either acid medium or basic medium, now there is a tendency to prepare primary amines like this. This is secondary, but actually Curtius rearrangement is up to here only. Acyl azide to isocyanate is called Curtius rearrangement. Next, see. So in this reaction if you observe that migrating group may be an alkyl or it may be any aride. Okay. So if you take any kind of group here like this is CH3, C double bond O, and if they given N3. Now finally thermal or photochemically, what is the resultant answer? Methyl group is attaches to nitrogen, C double bond O like this. This is the process you are going to expect, and we are observing that one migrating group is present. So if you take migrating group, that migrating group is completely retains its identity, otherwise you can say it is completely retains its configuration. Configuration is completely retained by migrating group. So what is intermediate in this reaction here? If you observe carefully here, intermediate is acyl nitrate. Sometimes they will give as a nitrene, but you remember always in your examination they are asking as acyl nitrene. Okay. So isocyanate is isolated only in presence of a non-polar solvent. Still here we should use only non-polar solvent, that's why it is completely isolated. Okay. And if you go through preparation of hydrozoic acid, how to prepare a hydrozoic acid, it is most important one. See, if I take any carboxylic acid when if it is treated with ethyl chloroformate, okay. So when ethyl chloroformate reacts with carboxylic acid, there is a anhydride derivative is going to be appeared by the loss of halogen. Okay, it will attack on this. Now chlorine will be removed here. Finally, you will get this, and see, this is on treatment with sodium azide. Then it will directly attacks on this. This will be removed here. Finally, see, RC double bond O N3 is the resultant answer. So this is a way of preparing. So preparation of acyl azide is most important in Curtius rearrangement. Preparation is most important. Okay. Now go through second preparation of acyl azide. Now I am taking a carboxylic acid. When carboxylic acid reacts with thionyl chloride, this is called SNA reaction. So what happens here? Now there is a formation of acid chloride. Now this acid chloride is going to react with any chloroformate or any ester. Okay. So otherwise we can also react with sodium azide directly. Now there is a formation of a azide skeleton like this. So not only this, you can also take any ester. See, I am taking one ester, this is OET. When ester is going to react with sodium azide, directly there is a tendency to form a acyl azide like this. Okay. Not only this, we can also take any acyl hydrazine. This is called acyl hydrazine, NHNH2. Acyl hydrazine on treatment with NHO2, nitrous acid. Okay. And finally, see, there is a formation of a acyl azide like this, nitrous acid like this. This is also most important interconversion, Gabriel Thalamide reaction, and this approximately similar. Okay. Next, we can also take a carboxylic acid. This carboxylic acid is going to react with diphenyl. This is pH means phenyl, here also pH means phenyl, and this is N3. Okay, diphenyl phosphoryl azide. diphenyl phosphoryl azide. Okay, so this particular reagent used to convert this carboxylic acid derivative into corresponding acyl azide. So these are the all possible preparations which you can observe variable competitive questions in your examination. These are the preparation of acyl azide, and that is about Curtius rearrangement. So important thing is migration, whichever group is migrated on corresponding nitrogen, so that will retain its configuration. Intermediate is nitrene, and these are the all possible preparations of acyl azide. Okay, so that is about complete introduction and complete preparations and mechanism of a Curtius rearrangement. Hope you will understand this particular concept. Okay, so try to like, share and subscribe our channel. Such type of advanced videos we are going to upload every day. Only thing is we require your support, we require your cooperation. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for your support.